for our next speaker, we have Joseph coming up. He's published 26 books on Amazon, and he's going to tell us about some cool things with ChatGPT and being able to do this.
Yeah.
How do we go behind the speaker?
Oh, okay.
Or you can try it, it just might squeak.
Okay. Hey guys, thanks so much. I actually spoke here over the summer about podcasting, so if you guys have any questions about that. So I have published 26 books on Amazon. I do about $320 to $380 a day in book sales. So I will be, and this is kind of a little bit of a precursor to a workshop that I'm doing on the 16th and 17th in Tulum, where on day one we're going to publish a book, and on day two we're going to do all of your social media marketing, audiobooks, podcasts, and ebooks to market your book. How many of you guys are considering writing a book? Okay, and how many of you guys have already written a book? Okay, so, and then how many of you guys have a strong opinion about ChatGPT writing books? All right, yeah. So there's kind of a misnomer. People think that ChatGPT is going to write your book. And if you plug in a ChatGPT, write me a book, it'll write you some shitty book. You don't want that. ChatGPT, how many of you guys are using ChatGPT? Okay, so for the people who are using it, you know that it's only as good as your ability to train it. So have you guys tried writing in your voice using ChatGPT? And how did that go? So, right? How well did you train it? Specific prompts, yeah. So a really great way to train your ChatGPT, there's two levels. There's at the kind of the alpha level in the menu, so you can train ChatGPT to act as whatever. You can train the entire ChatGPT. Then you can train each GPT. So you can have it act as like an agent for your whatever. You could have it act as your marketer. You can have it act as an advisor. So you can train multiple GPTs. ChatGPT, if you feed it prompts, if you give it writing samples, and then have it analyze your writing samples, then it'll start to write more in your voice. A big thing that people get wrong, or one of the things that I'll be talking about on the 16th is also, how many of you guys work with clients? Okay, have you had those clients that like you just, for the life of you, like, oh, you just butt heads, right? How many of you guys have the clients that you're like, oh my God, I feel like I should pay my client. We both get equal value out of this relationship. Okay, so oftentimes when people write books, they write books because they think, you know what, I've got this great idea in my head and the world wants to know it. And they haven't honed in on their niche audience. So what I talk about is using your personality type. I like Myers-Briggs, but you could use your, I don't know, your horoscope or whatever, right? Whatever to hone in on your personality type. When I write my books, what I do is I have ChatGPT say, who is my compatible personality type? What books are they already prone to purchase and for how much? And then I have ChatGPT give me a list of all those books of those personality types who are already inherently seeking value from me. I've got tattoos, I cuss, I make spontaneous decisions. Turns out that my ideal audience, my target audience, the people that resonate the most with me, they're planners. They usually don't have tattoos. They like that I have tattoos. They admire that I cuss. They're not big cussers. So they live kind of vicariously through me. So when I hone in on the books that I'm gonna put out there, I only write books to those target audiences. ChatGPT helps me hone in on what they need. I'm spontaneous, but my target audience, they like an agenda. At the end of chapters, they like a quiz. They like to reflect on stuff. I'm not that guy, but my target audience is. Now, if it was just me writing, I might have neglected all of that. But because I run it through ChatGPT, ChatGPT formats the books and all the questions and the whole thing to my target audience. So that's how I'm doing 320 to 380 a day in book sales. They're not necessarily me. They're an enhanced version of my message. And then on day 2, I'll be talking about having ChatGPT do all of my marketing. So I use 11 Labs to clone my voice. It took me a month to hone in on a script so that I could get all the inflections from the angry voice to the empathetic voice to the, and I think a lot of times when people train their voice clone, they forget to include all the inflections. So if you're ending up with are you guys, anybody using 11 Labs or a voice cloning platform? Okay, with 11 Labs or any of these, if I did my entire voice sample like this, it's gonna sound like that. But that's not how I talk. So I have a script that you can read that captures all your inflections so that when you tell ChatGPT, write me a script, an audio course about this book that I just wrote, and it has all the knowledge of that book, it can sound like you as it creates those audio courses for you. So it's not that I'm just selling books, I'm also have an entire year's worth of social media, monthly articles, weekly articles that go out, social media to promote the articles. I've got audio courses so that people who maybe aren't too keen on reading a book can still capture the knowledge by listening to an audio course. I've got audio books, I've got ebooks, so that they can capture the message in whatever style they like. And here's the trick, they're paying me for it all. And I set all of that up in one day. I'm gonna be teaching how to do it in 2 days, but once you get the formula down, you can do your own books in 1 day as well. Any questions? It's one's for the camera.
I think you said you had something like 300.
You're good. Keep going.
Oh.
It's because of the position of the speaker. Go ahead.
Something like 300 books, right?
26 books.
26 books.
26 books. I do about 320 to 380 a day in book sales.
Okay. So I was going to follow up with how important is volume for that
hitting those numbers.
Volume for that sales amount.
And so here's the thing: if you wrote a book and it took you a year to write a book, and then it took you another year to get it out into the market, then yeah, your ability to iterate books and put books out there is going to be slow. But if it takes you 1 day, then you can niche that book down into target audiences. Let's use 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Would a realtor necessarily read that? Would a school teacher necessarily read it? But what if you could take that book and in 1 day write the book, the next day target it to teachers and make it applicable to a teacher? And what if on this 3rd day you could stand in front? Okay. So what if you could replicate the book so that you could target different audiences faster? And the speed of ChatGPT is what makes this amazing. In 3 days you could publish niche down books that highly appeal to different target audiences based off of your core mission. One of my things is, how many of you guys have like some idea in your head that you think would help change somebody's life? Anybody? Anybody's got that idea in their head that you think that would help change people's lives? So what good is it doing in your head? I think you could put it out into the real world faster and then iterate it later. Like get it out in the world, help people. If you've got an idea in your head, get it out into print, get it into audio, help people today.
Sorry, I don't mean to hog the question, Q&A. Do you make a pass or two over the ChatGPT? You must go back over it and do some editing, right?
So no. Now, you'd have to understand the process. So first, I target the person that's my compatible personality type. So first of all, I'm writing to that personality type. Second, I feed it full of information from different sources and references, and then I have it write an outline with chapter notes. I take that out of ChatGPT into Word, and then I start to make it mine. And it's in Word, not in ChatGPT, that I start to infuse my own life stories, my own perspectives, my own catchphrases and ideology into it, and then I feed it in chapter by chapter. And if you've done
Well, that's sort of what I meant, but
yeah.
okay.
If you go into ChatGPT, you'll see it right. And then you're going to have to take that, you're going to have to format. I read through my book dozens of times as it's being written. So, anybody? Any other questions?
But,
The ones
Okay.
for the camera. Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned like training ChatGPT to talk in your voice in different ways, like for example, empathetic or excited. Any insight into like what kind of prompts to write to get it to like match your tone in different moods?
Yeah, so it took me about a month of going back and forth between ChatGPT and me, and then feeding it back in to develop a script that would produce a consistent result. Also for 11 Labs. So a lot of times people put a sample in, and then it's only as good as that sample. So I have, for the workshops, I have all of those notes, all of the prompts, all of the 11 Labs scripts, so that you can do all of that and start publishing and marketing your books.
Okay, thanks.
But it is training. It's training. You gotta.
One more question on that. Are you using ChatGPT only, or are you using Claude or something else for the writing?
So because I do workshops on it, I actually only use the free version of ChatGPT. So all of my books were published on the free version of ChatGPT.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? No? Well, thank you guys so much. If you guys are interested in learning how, feel free to reach out. I do the workshops occasionally throughout the year, but I will be doing a workshop in Tulum at Radio Tulum with the ticket price. It comes with lunch and dinner on the first day and a cocktail mixer. On the second day, breakfast, lunch, and you'll have a book published.
Cool.
And I do want to say I am a second-time speaker. This is awesome. If you guys are the first, who's here for the first time? Okay. And then thank you guys for putting this on. You guys are amazing. This is a great turnout. Thank you guys.
Stuck with the microphones.
Thank you for coming today. That wraps up our speakers.
Oh.
Now we need all of you to write your names.
Yeah.
Links to stuff so we can do a quick raffle and see what you guys get.